So I went live. I went live and then my streaming software cut out and shut the show down. So my bad. My apologies for that. Maybe now I can get a chat number. Okay, cool. The chat number's working. Great. Let me hear from you guys if you're in the audience. Dude, my Google is listening to me for some reason. Stupid fucking phone. Okay, let's see if you guys can make it back in. And we'll get started. What I was showing you was I'm going to be checking in with this.
Brown. Back.
Hey, Nick. Checking in with this, the progress of this purge going on here. I've got this THC oil that I've harvested from my bubbler, and this is full of alcohol. I'm letting the alcohol evaporate, and as it evaporates, I'll be left with I don't know where I put the container.
Brown.
Oh, right
3.
here. I'll be left with just this, with just some regular THC oil, and I'll be able to make more of that awesome pain oil that I make, right? I've already got enough to make an ounce, but what I do is I set this on its edge a little bit. I let it all collect on one side, and gravity pulls it all to one side, and all the alcohol evaporates off and the oil goes down, and it's all left in one spot. But in the meantime, I like to swish it around and get all the stuff that's built up on the edges and the walls, break that down and purge it off. So I'm just going to set that back here on my PC. It's got a slant to it. Hey man, I'd love to hear from everybody that's in the chat this morning. If you guys could just say hello, that would be nice. So I can just see you guys in the chat and we can hear the chat guy talking. So you guys may have heard that Uganda found $12 trillion.
Love.
What?
Morning, May. What's going on with the gold and the market now?
I got a strike on my main channel. I got a YouTube strike for something. I guess I'm not live on my main channel, guys. On YouTube. Holy shit. What did I get a strike for, man? It just came up. Another anti-vaxxer bites the dust. Medical misinformation. Wow, man. Dude, that's not true. It wasn't medical misinformation. Oh my God. They get me for medical misinformation on an old video. Strike added, visibility removed, ineligible. We found something that may violate YouTube's to help keep the community. We've removed it. In the next 2 steps, we ask you to take a look at your content. If you'd like to, we'll be happy to review your content again. Yeah, okay, let's begin the review. Take a look at your content, keeping policies in mind.
Nick. TEF.
YouTube doesn't allow claims about the vax that contradict expert consensus from local health authorities or the World Health Association, who tells you that you don't need to mask anymore. Are you fucking kidding me? Wow, YouTube is still doing that shit. Dude, there's no telling where in this video the content is that they don't like, but I have to watch this 2-hour and 6-minute video to try to find the content that they weren't happy with. And they don't even give you preview to... They don't even let you preview the video to see...
Let's show anymore, bro.
This is a video from California where I had a beard, and they're just now giving me a strike, and they took my channel down and my ability to fucking live broadcast. Because now my channel has 1 strike. Can you believe this? A video from... I don't even know the date of it, man, because they're not telling me.
Pam Creaky. Definitely not up on YouTube.
Wow. Wow. 7 minutes in.
5 billion people were braver than you to get the vaccine. To help
Oh,
their
there
fellow
it
human
is.
being. And you aren't. You are the problem in society, bro. And
Trendy
that's-
Nick.
and you're
That's
joining her.
stupid, fuck YouTube and their BS.
At one time you leave your house and
I
that's
know.
bro. You'll fucking regret eating a little prick.
So this is just totally, I'm pro-vaccine, I'm pro-mandates, you know, not mandate, but mandates on planes. I'm pro-fucking social distancing and pro all that shit. And they try to say that I'm not. Okay, so I'm just going to do this. Okay. Do you want to appeal? Yes, I want to appeal. Removing the video doesn't make sense to me. Yeah, I want to leave a comment. Please don't share sensitive information. Yeah, okay. I spend every day telling my audience truth about every topic, this one included. There is patently no false information in this video that I provided. If I used another video, it was purely as an example, and any live human would be able to tell that. Please remove this strike
Merc83.
from my
What's
channel.
up, gang? You're not live on the main channel.
Yeah.
Halana Swimmer.
Thank you,
Cheers,
Big
mate.
Merc.
Happy hump day.
Wow, someone came in and said I'm not live on the main channel. You guys are watching my back. Thank you. I
Halana
appreciate
Swimmer.
that.
Lol.
Hey, Callie. Yeah, so this is really going to affect my ability to bring people in. Yesterday I had 14 people just on that main channel alone, you know? So this is crazy. They're really killing me here. I can't believe. Thanks for your review. Did you know that most creators never get a second strike? Check out our community guidelines anytime you're unsure about posting content. Dude, I've had 3 strikes and lost my channel, got it back. Had 2 strikes, had 1 strike, had 2 strikes, had 1 strike, had 2 strikes, had 1 strike, had 2 strikes. I've had so many freaking strikes on this freaking channel, it's a joke. Your content was removed. You won't be able to do things like upload, post, or live stream for 1 week. 7 days, man. They're telling me I'm not going to be able to use my main channel on YouTube. Now, imagine if I broadcast 3 times a day to all of you, and I'm just broadcasting to one channel like so many of you thought, you know, would be such a great idea for me. Oh, Nate, you need to just move it all to one channel. This is why I broadcast to multiple channels. Do you get it now? That channel's down for a week now. What are you supposed to do to catch my show if I'm broadcasting to one channel? Does it make sense to you now? I hope it does. I hope this makes sense to everybody now. Right? Tell me in the chat. I shouldn't have to do this. This is from a video from July 6th. No, that was today. From July... Strike on July 5th. Yeah. They're not telling me the date. They're not telling me the date of the video. It's called Another Anti-Vaxxer Bites the Dust. Yeah, she did. That's the title of the video. You know, this is the same thing that Cult of Dusty has to deal with all the time. I wonder if he'll speak out for me now that it's happened to me. maybe you guys could tweet this at Cult of Dusty 1. I would appreciate that. Or is it Cult of Dusty 1 or Dusty Smith 1? I think it's Cult of Dusty 1 is his at on Twitter. Send this to him and see if he can help, get support for my channel. That would be great. Let me know. In the meantime, now we don't have the main channel up. Let me get this off my screen so I don't have to sit here and look at it because it upsets me, and I'm just going to start screaming about it.
Nick, on it.
You guys know when I talk like Kamala Harris and I say, we've got the greatest sanctions, nobody's got greater sanctions than us. Joe Rogan did an impersonation of Kamala Harris. I want to hear it. Let's watch it. Let's see how it is. Let's see if it's as good as mine.
You've interviewed Tulsi a bunch of times.
I love Tulsi.
She's incredible.
She'd be an amazing president.
I think. Can you imagine if she was our vice president, right? If she was, we'd be like, oh, we can't wait. Like,
yeah,
he's done.
Push him off a cliff.
Tulsi Gabbard is a Republican apologist and an idiot.
Joe Rogan, push him
and
off
so
a cliff.
is Joe Rogan for thinking she'd make a good
I'm
president.
saying that in jest, ladies and gentlemen, only in jest.
Was behind the bicycle incident.
She's unusual in that they keep trying to label her right wing too. She
is right wing, Joe. She's a right winger, bro. You don't get it, do you, Joe? Holy moly.
literally a Democratic congresswoman for 8 years.
Yeah.
She was a Democratic congresswoman from Hawaii, a woman of color, served and was deployed overseas twice in medical units. So dealing with people that are blown up. She's a great person.
She's amazing.
She's be an amazing leader.
And Ron
Whatever.
DeSantis is,
Yeah, but
so
the thing is, like, they're
can we just
scared
get,
of her.
let's
Yeah,
get-
no one ever joined the military so they could have a political career to follow that made them look stellar because they were once in the military. No one ever planned that out. Please.
Back group
They're so
together.
scared of her that she has all the qualities they want. You want a woman president? There you go. You want a woman of color? There you go. You want a woman who's a veteran? There you go.
There you go.
You want
Yeah.
No,
someone
I don't
who
want a
served in
woman.
government, was a
I don't want a
congresswoman. There
woman
you
who thinks war is a way to settle our problems. No, thank you, Joe. You're an idiot too.
go.
Yeah,
You
and
got all
meanwhile
these
you've got
things.
Kamala looking like she's got some sort of like secret gun held to her head to where she can't even like, her sentences just go round and round.
They're
I'm like,
great.
She makes
It's
me.
about the passage of time. It's about time and passing time.
It's not
And that's
fun.
why we have watches. We
Oh
have
my God, that was perfect, Joe. Yes, that was Kamala Harris, and that was perfect. I don't know if I could beat that. It's about the passage of time and the time as it passes, and then whenever we pass each other and we ask each other what time it is, and it's timely, and then it's time for us to be timed to know what time it is. Yeah, that sounds exactly like the kind of rhetoric that she puts out there. It's awful. And there's so many hilarious tweets, just straight videos of her talking, and everyone underneath is just fucking clowning on her because she doesn't make any sense. She never's answered a fucking question, ever.
watches because otherwise, how would you know how much time has passed?
Time, oh, I love it.
Time is a fleet.
I love it, because you know that Kamala Harris is
Sean
doing...
aka Trendy Orca.
Hey, Sean.
Hi, nay.
Do you know that Kamala Harris is doing an impersonation of Barack Obama like all politicians do now? Pete Buttigieg, freaking every goddamn, oh, you folks, I'm gonna do my best Barack Obama. Yeah, fuck you. Fuck them all. All politicians have become Barack Obama now. Even Kamala Harris. Please.
Time type thing that only only happens when time passes. If you just sit there, so let's be good to each other with time.
Oh my gosh, that was amazing.
That's better than hers. That's better than her writing.
But, yeah, that's way
That
better
lady
than
just
hers.
wings it. She's just winging it.
No, do you
Yeah, you cannot tell me that Joe Rogan has no talent. That shit was funny.
think she wings it, or do you think
That shit was
Oh.
funny.
I
Deer in
think
the headlights.
If
she looks
you know,
scared.
Nick Brown.
if you didn't laugh at
Hash
that,
tweet.
if you didn't laugh at that perfect Kamala Harris impersonation, the problem lies with you. It's sad, isn't it?
She looks absolutely petrified.
She should be scared that they don't dig up her record and find out what she actually has done.
Yeah.
To find out what she's done to all those people that she kept in jail
Yes!
longer than they were supposed to be released.
Yes!
Use them as cheap labor for the state
Yes!
to fight wildfires.
Yeah.
Yes.
So all the people that she
That was
tried.
my friend, actually.
Yes.
Really?
Well, yeah, he was in one of those prisons, I think.
Wow.
Yeah. Look,
Wow.
that lady laughed about whether or not she'd smoked marijuana after she put people in jail for it.
Right?
Yeah.
There's
Right?
some fucking evil shit that's involved in that kind
Yeah,
of.
I smoked weed.
compassion
Now I
for
lock
human
people up
beings
for
that she's
it.
And if we had a Tulsi right there, I don't
Such
think
a
it would be a
fucking
question. I think everybody would be like, great, okay,
Yeah.
next.
Well,
Okay.
when Tulsi sank Kamala Harris during the debate,
So sweet.
holy
Dude,
shit,
It
that
was
was
sweet.
sexy.
that was sexy.
It was
They
awesome.
thought that Kamala was going to be the one, and Tulsi was like, "Hang on a second,
Oh.
because here's what's real." And when she said that, people were like, "What the fuck is that real?" And then they
Yeah.
started Googling it, and that was the end.
Yeah.
That was the end. She literally fell out of candidacy right then until, and then meanwhile, she was like, the stuff that she said about Biden when he was running against her was horrible.
Yeah.
But then she's like, "It was a campaign."
Right.
Did you see that interview
It
she
was
did
a
with Colbert?
debate.
No.
She's like,
It was a debate.
campaign.
No, it was a debate.
Oh,
It was
no.
debate,
Oh,
not
you're
campaign.
allowed to say things you don't believe.
It was
I
a
mean,
All
debate.
they fucking
Ever do, right?
I
cut
win.
me out. Then I'll
Yeah.
never do that.
It was a debate. That was good. I'm glad we watched that. Do you want to hear it? You want to watch Tulsi Gabbard rip Kamala Harris apart? You guys want to see the
Senator
debate?
Harris, you have also been quite
Let's
critical
relive
of
the
Vice President
Let's
Biden's
relive the
policies on race,
Sean,
specifically on the
aka
issue of
Trendy
busing
Walker.
in the 1970s,
Kamala
having
is an evil
benefited from
person
busing
laughing about putting
when you
people in
were
jail
a
for
young
cannabis
child.
possession
Vice
is
President
evil.
Biden says that your
Right, Sean?
current position on busing, you're opposed to federally mandated busing, that position is the same as his
Nick
position.
Brown.
Is he right?
Hell yeah.
That is simply false. And let's be very clear about this. When Vice President Biden was in the United States Senate working with segregationists to oppose busing,
There was a little girl riding the bus to school, and that little
Josh G.
girl was
Morning May.
me.
Not sure if you know, but Maine
which
is
was
not
the
live.
vehicle by which we would integrate America's public schools. Had I been in the United States Senate at that time, I would have been completely on the other side of the aisle. And let's be clear about this.
Let's be
Had
clear.
those segregationists their way, I would not be a member of the United States Senate, Cory Booker would not be a member of the United States Senate, and Barack Obama would not have been in a position to nominate him to the title he now holds.
Which is why I support this man as president by being his vice president, because I'm such a fucking sellout.
And so, on that issue, we could not be more apart, which is that the vice president has still failed to acknowledge that it was wrong to take the position that he took at that time. Now, I would like to also talk about this conversation about Eric Garner, because I too met with his mother. And one of the things that we've got to be clear about is that this president of the United States, Donald Trump, while he has been in office, has quietly been allowing the United States Department of Justice to shut down consent decrees, to stop pattern and practice investigations. On that case, we also know that the
Thank you,
Civil
Senator.
Rights Division, this is important, the Civil Rights Division of the United States Department of Justice said charges should have been filed, but this United States Department of Justice usurped, and I believe it is because that president did not want those charges to go forward, and they overrode a decision by the Civil Rights Division of the United
Thank you,
States
Senator.
Department of Justice. Under my administration, the Civil
Thank you,
Rights
Senator.
Division will reign, and there will
Vice
be
President
independent
Biden, Vice
investigations.
President Biden, I want to give you a chance to respond to what Senator Harris just said.
When Senator Harris was the Attorney General for 8 years in the state of California, there were two of the most segregated school districts in the country, in Los Angeles and in San Francisco.
Wow.
And she did not, I didn't see a single solitary time she brought a case against them to desegregate them. Secondly, she also is in a
Dude, doesn't he look like a little 4-year-old that's turning in his little 6-year-old sister for eating a cookie? Doesn't he look like a little 4-year-old kid that's like telling on somebody? Oh my God, that's so funny. He's got that appearance, like he's a little child.
Sean, aka Trendy Orca. She sold out African Americans everywhere by being Biden's vice president.
the situation where she had a police
you agree with
department
me.
when she was there that in fact was abusing people's rights. And the fact was that she in fact was told by her own people, that her own staff, that she should do something about and disclose to defense attorneys like me that you in fact have been, the police officer did something that did not give you information that would exculpate your client. She didn't do that. She never did it. And so what happened? Along came a federal judge and said enough,
Josh
enough,
G.
and he
The
freed
debates are my
1,000
fate.
of these
I
people
love when they rip
without
each
me.
other apart and then become friends and endorse each other. Tears of joy. It's the best.
Why is he reading that? It's so funny. He said tears of joy. I thought I had that turned off.
Google 1,000 prisoners freed, Kamala
Cheers, guys.
Harris.
Thank you, Vice President Biden. And Senator Harris, your response?
This is simply not true. And as Attorney General of California, where I ran the second largest Department of Justice in the United States, second only to the United States Department of Justice, I am proud of the work we did, work that has received national recognition for what has been the important work of reforming a criminal justice system and cleaning up the consequences of the bills that you passed when you were in the United States Senate for decades. It was the work of creating one of the first in the nation initiatives around re-entering former offenders and getting them jobs and
Thank you,
counseling.
Senator.
I did the work as Attorney General of putting body
Senator.
cameras on special
I wanna
agents
bring
in
in
the state of
Congresswoman Ga-
California,
I
and I'm
wanna-
proud of that work.
I want to bring in Congresswoman Gabbard. Congresswoman Gabbard, you took issue with Senator Harris
Look how
confronting
young
Vice
she
President
was.
Biden at the last debate. You called it a
God,
quote,
she used to be cute.
false accusation
Sean,
that Joe
aka
Biden is a
Trendy
racist.
Orca.
What's your response?
They're
I want to bring
telling
the
on each other.
conversation back to the broken
LMFAO.
criminal justice system that
Damn,
is
she was cute
disproportionately
back in the
negatively
day.
impacting black and brown people all across this country today. Now, Senator Harris says she's proud of her record as a prosecutor and that she'll be a prosecutor president,
Adam
but I'm deeply
Benson.
concerned about
How
this record.
Theses 2 ended up
There are too
working
many
together
examples to
reflects
cite,
how
but
much
she
bullshit
put
is
over
going on in
1,500 people in jail
DC.
for
She had
marijuana
0%
violations
of
and then
winning
laughed about
anything.
Well said, Adam Benson. Well said, my friend. Adam just said how these two ended up working together reflects how much bullshit's going on in DC. She had 0% of winning anything. Yeah, right?
it when she was asked if she ever smoked marijuana. She blocked evidence. She blocked evidence that would have freed an innocent man from death row until the courts forced her to do so.
Wow.
She kept people in prison beyond their sentences to use them as cheap labor for the state of California.
There it is.
And she fought
Sean,
to keep
aka
cash
Trendy
bail
Orca.
system in place.
Very
that
true, Adam
impacts
Benson.
poor people in the worst kind of way.
Thank you, Congresswoman.
Wow.
Senator Harris, your response?
Dude, shots fired, son. Bam!
As the elected Attorney General of California,
Dude, what assholes putting ads in and shit like
Can a
this?
handyman fix my leaky
Hey,
faucet?
nobody cares. Shut up. We're watching something.
I did the
YouTube.
work of significantly
Nick
reforming the
Brown.
criminal justice
Damn.
system of a state of 40 million people, which became a national model for the work that needs to be done. And I am proud of that work. And I am proud of making a decision to not just give fancy speeches or be in a legislative body and give speeches on the floor, but actually doing the work of being in the position to use the power that I had to reform a system that is badly in need of reform. That is why we created.
Do you guys understand what's going on here? You realize what just happened? Tulsi just accused her of a bunch of horrendous behavior. She's addressing none of it. None of it. Crazy, huh? Are you realizing that? Talk about a slick politician. She's about as slippery as a fucking
Gee,
slug.
lol, it's a shade tossing fest.
Initiatives that were about re-entering former offenders and getting them counseling. It
Thank
is
you.
why, and because I know that criminal justice
Thank
system
you,
is so
Senator.
broken, that I am an advocate for what
Thank
we
you,
need
Senator.
to do to not
Your
only
time is up.
He's cutting her off not just because her time is off. She didn't respond to any of the accusations. She didn't satisfy any of the requirements of that question. You guys get that?
decriminalize but legalize marijuana in the United States.
I want to bring Congresswoman Gabbard back in. Your response.
The bottom line is, Senator Harris, when you were in a
Bring the pretty
position
one on.
to
Josh
make a
G.
difference and
Bring
an
the pretty one
impact
on.
Was
in
an
these
eel
people's
dipped in baby
lives,
oil.
Get that
you did
ugly
not.
one off
And
my
worse
screen.
yet, in the case of those who are
I can't
on
look at
death
her.
row,
She's so ugly.
innocent people, you actually blocked evidence from being revealed that would have freed them until you were forced to do so. There is
Wow.
no excuse for that.
Look at the
and the
response,
people
though.
who suffered under your reign as prosecutor You owe them an apology.
Boom.
Senator Harris.
Sean aka Trendy
Look at her
Walker.
laughing about it, guys.
My
He's talking in
entire
circles
career.
so she
Look-
doesn't have to respond
Look at
directly.
the way Kamala Harris laughs. Look at the smile on her face when she's accused of doing horrible things to people. She laughs about it, guys. This is now our vice president. She's one fucking heartbeat and a poopy pants diaper change away from the fucking presidency.
I have been personally opposed to the death penalty, and that has never changed. And I dare anybody who is in a position to make that decision, to face the people I have faced, to say, I will not seek the death penalty. That is my background. That is my work. I am proud of it. I think you can judge people by when they are under fire.
Was this about the death penalty? Did I miss something here? Okay, I'm sorry. Let me go back.
We created initiatives that were about re-entering former offenders and getting them counseling. It is
you.
why, and because I know that criminal justice
Thank
system
you,
is so
Senator.
broken, that I am an advocate for what
Thank
we
you,
need to
Senator.
do to not
Your
only
time is up.
decriminalize, but legalize marijuana in the United States.
I want to bring Congresswoman Gabbard back in. You're responsible.
The bottom line is, Senator Harris, when you are in a position to
Sean
make a
aka
difference and an
Trendy
impact
Walker.
in these people's
I'd be
lives,
nervous if
you
I
did
was her
not. And
boss.
worse yet, in the case of those who are on death row.
Oh, death row. Here we go.
Innocent people, you actually blocked evidence from being revealed that would have freed them until you were forced to do so. There is no excuse for that. And the people who suffered under your reign as prosecutor, you owe them an apology.
So, okay, I get it.
Senator
There were people
Josh
on
G. I'm honestly surprised Biden hasn't had a health accident yet. I thought she would be running the show by now.
Josh G, a lot of people like you said that, and I used to laugh and laugh and laugh at that. I used to laugh every time people would say, yeah, she's going to be president. You're voting for Kamala Harris. You're voting for... Huh, I haven't seen fucking President Kamala Harris yet. It hadn't happened yet. But, if he fucking croaks, you're right, dude. You know, if he can't do it, if he can't do the job, she's going to take it. And, that would be fun and interesting. Look. She says you left a guy on death row and you had the evidence to fucking take him off of death row, and you didn't until you were forced to do it. And this is her response.
Harris.
She laughs about it. You know, she laughs about someone spending, months, if not years, sitting in a room waiting to die. That's funny to Kamala Harris.
My entire career, I have been personally opposed to the death penalty, and that.
Yeah, if you're so opposed to the death penalty, why didn't you get that guy out of trouble that was facing the death penalty? You fucking lying cunt bitch. You're a fucking lying cunt, Kamala. That's all you are. You're worthless and you're weak and you're a fucking stank bitch. So fuck you. God, she's, it's like, I want to kind of listen to what she said about the death penalty. Because she literally just got accused of leaving someone to die from the death penalty until she was forced to save that guy.
Never changed. And I dare anybody who is in a position to make that decision, to face the people I have faced, to say, I will not seek the death penalty. That is my background. That is my work. I am proud.
No, it's not. Your background is you almost let someone die on death row, you stupid fucking lying bitch.
Out of it. I think you can judge people by when they are under fire, and it's not about some fancy opinion
Josh
on
G,
a stage,
with
but
that
when they're in the
shit-eating
position
grin
to
on her
actually make a
face, too.
decision.
The
what
whole
to-
time, she's always got this stupid nervous smile on her face. You just want to fucking smack it off her fucking mug. You know? You just want to fucking smack her.
They do. When I was in the position of having to decide whether or not to seek a death penalty on cases I prosecuted, I made a very difficult decision that was not popular to not seek the death penalty.
Oh yeah, it's a difficult decision to save people's lives. It wasn't popular, and it was so difficult to make that decision. Really. Wow. Because your career was hanging in the balance. That's why it was difficult. Not because you were judging people whether they were going to live or die. But because, your whole political career was at risk. You fucking cunt.
History shows that, and I am proud of those decisions.
Senator Harris, thank you very much. Senator Bennett, a question for you. Why are you the best candidate to heal the racial divide that exists in this country today, which has been stoked by the president's racist rhetoric?
Yeah, first of all, the president's racist rhetoric should...
Yeah, nobody wants to hear what you have to say, bro. We came, we saw, we conquered, now get the fuck off my screen. Fuck off. Nobody even knows who you were, bitch. So, everyone's covering, let's talk, we're going to get into it. Okay, so everyone's covering this guy that got shot 60 times by the police. Were the police wrong in shooting this guy the way they did? Yeah! Definitely. The guy was running away from them. They said,
AKA Trendy Walker. PSSSSH.
According to the reporting, that you hear, they said, well, he turned around and reached for his waistband. I'm like, so the police never saw a gun in his hand, and they still fucking murdered him. That's a problem. Now, when you are training in, a police type setting, they take you to a shooting range, and they'll have these pop-up targets. So you don't know what you're going to get. A door swings open, and it's either going to be a lady holding a baby, or it's going to be some guy that's pulling out his cell phone, or it's going to be a fucking criminal that's pointing a gun in your face. And you have to be able to tell what you're looking at. You're telling me that 6 pigs all failed that test on that day. There was no gun. Yet all of them fired their weapons at this subject that had no gun. That's a problem. There's a training issue there. Those cops are poorly trained. Okay? They could have all tackled that guy. There was no gun. All those motherfuckers need to be fired. They all need to go to prison for murder. Okay? Let's just get that out there right now. They all need to go to prison for murder. Yeah. Those pigs I'm not justifying this murder at all. It was a fucking straight murder. They murdered him. Well, he fired a gun. Yeah, he did. He fired a single shot out his window. That's true. He did. He fired a single shot. So what's the problem? What's the disconnect here? The problem is police policy. So as soon as he fired that gun out the window, police policy states they can do whatever they want. They can murder him. They have license to murder him now. That is the problem with this argument. That is what needs to change. If that fleeing suspect wasn't turning around and openly pointing a weapon at those police
AKA
officers...
Trendy Walker. 100% agree nay with you on this.
Right. So go ahead and make a clip, Sean, and share this on Twitter for me. Make a clip from YouTube, make a 1-minute clip, and share it on Twitter. I mean, go tweet it right now if you agree with me. I'd appreciate it. All right? I make more sense than anybody on the fucking internet. I don't understand why everybody else has such a hard time making sense of things. So you wanna bitch and moan and piss and complain that they didn't murder the shooter that killed the 6 people in, where was it, Indianapolis, or I forget. I can't keep up with all these fucking mass shootings. But this is where you're wrong. And anybody that complains that the white guy didn't get killed and the black guy did, well, this is a false equivalency, number one, so forget the other case. Just look at that case. He wasn't shooting at police when they apprehended him. They did their jobs right. This would be a time to commend those police on doing their jobs correctly. You would give them awards.
Emmanuel
you would
Torres.
give them a promotion to encourage other police officers to behave in that way. So all of you cuck, bitch, cunt motherfuckers that are out there on the internet with your fucking false equivalencies, comparing these 2 cases together and saying, oh, the white guy got to live and the black guy died, you're not doing anybody any services right now. You're just hurting your own fucking weak ass argument, because this isn't the place to make that fucking argument. You gotta look at the facts of everything, and you have to be honest, and you can't have a fucking narrative. Now,
AKA Trendy Walker. Clipped and tweeted.
do you want to blame those police for murdering that guy? I agree with you. I totally agree with you. Yeah, they fucking murdered that guy. It's murder. They should be in prison for murder and go to court to take them out of prison, to put them in court for murder, and then put them back in prison for being found guilty of murder. All 6 of those fucking cunts. All 6 of them. I heard one of them dropped a fucking clip and reloaded a whole other clip and kept firing. It's a fucking joke. But you're training the police officers to behave this way, and you're enforcing policies that say, oh, so the suspect fired a gun. or he had a weapon, or whatever that policy is. That needs to fucking change. Everybody has a gun, you know. And even if he did fire that gun out the window one time, which I think they've got it on video, he fired the weapon out the window one time. For whatever insane reason he did that for, was he shooting it at a police officer? I don't know. Did he actually shoot at a cop, or was he just shooting the gun out the window? Either way, you know, let's look at the facts of the case. Shot the gun out the window. The gun was never seen again. You know, and you know, he got out and ran. Why wouldn't you get out of the car and fucking put your hands up? You're not going to outrun 6 police officers and their bullets. You're a black man. Certainly you knew better than that. You're a black man that lives in America and you didn't know not to do that? It's almost as if he was committing death by cop. He was committing suicide by cop. Isn't it? Because all of his actions dictated exactly what everyone knows are going to lead cops to fucking kill you. Everyone in America knows this. Thank you, Sean. There you go. There you go. Yo, nay, Enoch, what? Oh, you just saying hello? Hello. I'm a black male. I live in America. Last thing I'm going to do is run from the police. If you don't know that, you better ask somebody. You get out of the car, you fucking put your hands up. You stay in the car, you put your hands on the goddamn, on the windowsill. So they see both your hands. You put them both out the window like this, so they see there's nothing in your hands. They can count all 10 of your fingers. It's what you do. You guys got to learn this shit. You want to live or you want to die? You know, that guy wanted to die. He ran after running from the police and shooting a gun out the window, supposedly at them, I don't know. Shot a gun out the window, so he showed them that he had a gun. He then proceeds to get out of the car and run from the police. And, you know, did he turn around and act like he had something in his waistband? Because that was a story I heard. I don't know if that's true. It should be on body cam. And if that's the case, if that's what he did, that's suicide by cop, man. There's no doubt in my mind that he just wanted to be murdered by the police. I don't think that guy wanted to live. Now, I had also heard that he had been involved in a crime just prior to this one. Like they were looking for this guy. I don't know all of the details. Maybe Lee Camp has some details. He's covering it. Let's see what he says about it.
Emmanuel Torres. As much as I despise a pig, I'm still gonna be compliant. Why give them a reason?
What's up, folks? How's it going? Thanks for being...
The reason why you would do that is because you don't care and you want to die. You don't want to go to jail again and you're like,
Heavy Padilla.
I've had enough fun in my life and I just want to die. That would be it. It would be a suicide thing. You know? Who knows? Who knows? All I'm saying is, it doesn't seem
Enoch
like
Emmanuel Torres.
the behavior of a
Right,
person
bro.
who wanted to live. Does it?
Here, happy July 4th. Hey, what if we do... Nationalism, everybody. It's pushing us towards a death of our society and our people.
I'm going forward trying to get to the content.
Fucking target practice.
Here we go.
Anyway, we're gonna get into that in a second. Please click
Okay, we'll skip then.
time and they're gonna have a weird life. That's all I'm saying. I mean, this is the cop's fault. We'll get into that in a second. But I feel like, you know, like you name your kid Break.
Hey, Lee. I'm gonna do this to you, bro. I love you. You know I fucking love you, and that's why I'm gonna do this to you. Okay? You need this. Okay? Every time you go off the trail, bro, every time you start riffing and you're not connecting with your punches, I'm going to counterpunch and I'm going to tell you that you're not doing it. Okay? You do this all the time and you need to just Rein yourself in a little bit, bro. Okay? That's all I'm saying. Rein it in.
Entering. They end up having a strange life. That's usually how it works. But anyway, jaywalking shouldn't even be a crime. So I don't know what I'm talking about. Really.
Lee, make me laugh too, okay? That's the other thing. Make me laugh. Okay. Just so you know, I want some laughs out of this. I know we're talking about a horrible thing here, but I'm expecting you to make me laugh.
My theory breaks down at that point. So, all right, videos. But just look at this headline. This is classic New York Times.
Okay, you already made me laugh.
Propaganda, manipulation, just giving you some angle on the story where it's like, yes, that's a true story, but the way you're phrasing it, the words you're using, like videos of Jayland Walker shooting by police raise more questions. You know another way to phrase that headline? Video shows cops fucking murdering a dude with 60 shots into his...
I agree 100% with what Lee is saying right now.
Body. Riddling his body with bullets. Fucking murdering the shit out of the guy. Murdering him roughly 60 times over. That could have been the headline. That's what New York Times could have gone with. Instead, they said, the video raises some questions. We asked where there's some people are asking some stuff.
Good point.
About the video that shows these cops obliterating a dude.
Good point.
I mean, what stacks of shit work at the New York Times? How does anybody fucking write that headline after seeing a video of a guy get shot 60 times? I think they fired like 80 or 90 bullets. Hit him 60 times. And go, it raised some questions. You're
going off the trail,
how many
Lee.
times could they murder him?
Lee, you're going off the trail.
How many bullets could they even have? Fuck you and your raising questions. Hannibal Lecter, the collection of skeletons in Hannibal Lecter's closet.
I can't stand Zebra. I guess it's the way he talks. Obnoxious little guy, a little type annoying.
Sprayed across
Dominic
the
Leo.
walls.
I agree with you, Naya. Black man running is a
It's
death sentence.
Yeah, you can't run away from the police. Enoch. You can't stand him? You should probably watch more of him, bro. I mean, not his comedy shit, but watch more of his shows, his podcasts. Him and Eleanor together. You should watch him, bro. You should start to like him. He's a good guy. I can't believe you said you can't stand him. Dude, he's more tolerable than Jimmy Dore, isn't he?
Raises some interesting conundrums. Fuck you all. A 25-year-old...
Tell me that wasn't awesome what he just said. Raises some interesting conundrums. Fuck you all. That was
black
great.
man who was killed last week by police officers in Akron, Ohio, suffered more than 60 gunshot wounds.
No
Or
longer
was
got
unarmed at
cannabis.
the time, the
Bottom of the
police
hour,
chief
Jim.
said Sunday. Unarmed. And by the way, just because someone's armed does not mean you have a right to shoot him 60 times either. Now that fucking half of Americans are armed. Ask any one of these fucking, I conceal carry everywhere I go. Ask any one of those clowns whether it's okay to shoot anybody who happens to be armed. You know, I like to have my gun everywhere I go. When I go to the store, I gotta be ready. When I go to get beef jerky, gotta have my gun with me just in case some shit goes down. Ask those guys if it's okay for them to be shot 60 times because they're armed. But anyway, Chief says he was unarmed. That detail was among the facts that began to emerge. Oh, and by the way, I forgot to mention, the opening line, they're still kind of using the passive voice. Who was killed, they don't use the word murdered, who was killed by police officers. How about, let's rephrase the sentence into Akron police murdered the shit out of a dude.
Yes.
who
I
was
agree.
unarmed.
I agree.
Let's rephrase it
Now,
like that.
and let's remember to blame the right things, okay? It's police policy and poor police training, both poor. Poor police policy and poor police training. Those are two separate things. They're both to blame for the murder of this man. Those 6 cops should be in prison for murder. I don't care if you're trained that way. I don't care if the policy states that. You need to rise above that bullshit policy and not be a murderer just because your job says it's okay to murder people. Fuck that shit. Fuck that center mass bullshit.
Anyway, that detail was among the facts that began to emerge in the killing of the man Jalen Walker, who died last Monday after fleeing the police during what was supposed to be a routine traffic stop. Are you all starting to see a pattern here? This shit, most of it starts with routine traffic stop. It's a routine stop. Why do we have routine stops? Why does this exist in the United States? We're gonna pull people over and we're gonna have fucking 3 guys with guns surround them because they got a screw loose on the fucking license plate. Why is that acceptable? Why is that an okay thing to...
Okay.
Heavy Padilla. 60 shots overkill.
Hey, Heavy P,
Enoch
what's up,
Emmanuel
buddy?
Torres. No, he's making sense, bro. Just the way he delivers the message IDK his CE is annoying.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. He needs to watch the riffing. His voice doesn't annoy me. I think it's cute and funny, and he makes me laugh. The thing is he goes too long on a. He goes down what he'll diverge from the topic. He'll start riffing on something, and he'll keep saying the same things over and over and over again. He'll try to say it a little differently or whatever, but he'll keep repeating it and or stretching it out or he's trying to milk a freaking dead cow at this point, you know? And I'm like, dude, it's okay to riff, but you're
Emmanuel Torres. Ooh, I get it, yay, bro.
you're like making one joke into an entire tap dance routine, you know, and that's too much.
To say your society does. If you don't, and you look at any other country, this shit doesn't go on. This level of killing does not exist anywhere. Killing by police. Okay? The United States police kill over 1,000 people a year. Sometimes it's 1,200 a year. In the United States, they kill more people in the first week of the year than in Britain they kill all year. Usually. In other countries, you know, like Germany will average like 7 killings by police a year.
This is good because right now he's addressing the policy and the training. And that's the problem. You know, you can look at this one case and you can rip it apart all kinds of ways. But as a whole, man, it's all about the policy and the training. And this is exactly what he's getting at. And he's on it right now.
And other smaller countries, Denmark and Switzerland, they often have 0 or 1. They go the whole year without killing innocent people. It's crazy. How do they do it? I thought it was impossible.
Policy and training.
Could you talk to anybody who defends this shit? Who's like, oh, the cops they just gotta kill some people. How is it in other countries they're somehow able to not do that?
Policy and
How
training.
is it in other countries they're somehow able to let humans live?
Policy and training.
Who knows? Who knows what it is that could go on? I don't know. We'll have to sit down and really crack the code on this one.
I'm out of focus. I love it.
Maybe they don't send fucking roided up assholes with guns into people's lives every 8 seconds.
I don't need
because they
steroids,
had a
man.
blinker out.
I don't need steroids.
Or the
man.
one I
It's all
mentioned the other
natural.
day on the live stream was because the guy
So natural, man.
he had
No
signaled
steroids.
to change lanes, but not 100 feet before changing lanes. It was less than 100 feet when he put on his blinkety-doo.
I'll put my shirt back on. It's bad. I know.
So they pulled him over and ended up
Sean,
stealing
aka Trendy
$150,000
Orca.
of his and not charging
He's
him
on
for that.
point right now.
I'm distracting you
This
with
is
my
what
pets.
cops are. This is not the exception. This is the fucking reality. Most of what cops do is stand around all day and thrust their fucking faces into people's lives.
Policy and training.
And try and come up with a reason to arrest them or to hassle them or to tell them to move along, right? It's a fascist move along brigade. Come move it along. And so that's most of what they do. Then there's a small percentage of the time that they run around shooting people and killing people or arresting people for some actual larger crime that's not some tiny
Do you think
nothingness.
Lee is coloring? Where's Billy Ballantyne at?
And here's the thing: we could have a police department where all
He's got
they
great
do
hair, man. Look
is
at the
that
color.
those larger crimes.
Look at the widow's
all they
peak.
do is like try and catch a murderer or some shit. Instead of having dudes with guns who spend all of their time training to shoot people, they're just constantly interrupting people's lives. You were going too fast. You were 3 miles over the. You didn't have a full stop at the stop sign. Is this freedom? Does that sound like freedom to you? Or is that completely fucked up? To have fascist armed brigades running around, most of them white, running around just fucking with people's lives, and then occasionally doing something like this where they just fucking go OK Corral on a dude who's trying to leave, who's trying to flee. And I know people love to go. The bootlickers love to go, well, he shouldn't have been fleeing the cops. Okay, maybe, but you can't execute somebody who does something you don't like. That's not how it works. That's not a fucking good system. Well, he called us a bad name, so we executed him. He turned around and faced the other direction when I told him to face this direction, so we executed him. He had a screw loose on his license plate, so we executed him. His name was Jay Walker, so we executed him.
His name was Jay Walker.
It's just insanity.
His name was Jay Walker. I didn't know that. That's funny.
Oh yeah, here's another
Holy
classic
shit.
passive voice bullshit
Like
New
the
York
craziest-
Times garbage. Jalen Walker, who died last Monday. Who died last Monday?
He's still on
How
that.
about was fucking riddled with bullets
Dude, I can't believe we haven't got past the sentence yet.
by maniac cops who thought they were in one of the Terminator movies? How about that? Who died last Monday? Who passed away after living a long and productive 25 years? Who has faded into non-life? Fuck you, New York Times.
Move on, Lee. When he feels
At the
it's
news
like-
conference on Sunday, the police released...
It's like when he realized he's trailblazed, he says fuck you and moves on. Do you guys realize that? It's fucking hilarious.
body camera videos
Billy Bong
of the
Thornton.
pursuit.
I like gold.
You like gold? The value of gold is about to plummet. Just prospectors are realizing it now. It's already affected the value of gold. When you have $7.5 trillion worth of gold in the world total, and then suddenly $12 trillion of gold is introduced into that supply, what do you think happens to the value of gold, Billy Bong?
Bong Thornton.
Jesus Christ.
Surprised I said
Why
that.
is it
The cops
plummeting?
didn't say. We would like to apologize that we forgot to turn off the videos. We meant to turn off our body cam videos. Unfortunately, we left them on, and we would like to apologize that you have to watch this because we accidentally left these things on. News conference on Sunday, the police released body cam videos of the pursuit and shooting that showed officers' actions, but deepened many questions around his death. Oh, New York Times. God, you gotta love them. You gotta love them.
You've already said this,
Deepened many
Right,
questions
that's what the whole thing was at the
around
beginning, bro.
his
Billy
death.
Bong Thornton.
Yeah, questions such as
Whereas
why
this
did these
extra gold
motherfuckers
coming from Uncle
murder
Barney
him
Nay.
60 times. That's
Uganda. Uganda, little Billy. Uganda.
the question. Mr. Walker had one traffic ticket and no criminal record. And by the way, that the lovely
Enoch
fact to include,
Emmanuel
this is
Torres.
not a hardened
Lee the
criminal,
tap
as they
dancer.
say.
Lee, this is Lee. Tap dance, tap 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 tap, tippity tap tap tap. Lee can't tappity tap.
Lovely fact to include. But guess what? Even if he had a fucking criminal record, you still don't get to execute him. What if 3 years earlier he had fucking robbed the shit out of a drugstore and they got caught for that and he spent 2 years in jail? What if all that were true? Still wouldn't change a goddamn thing.
Policy and training,
Wouldn't,
Lee.
it doesn't matter
Policy
if he
and
had
training.
a criminal record. You cannot fucking shoot someone, execute someone 60 times as they
I
flee.
gotta tell my mom this. This is crazy.
Billy Bong Thornton. Well, I guess that puts a damper on Peter Schiff. He's probably crying like a little biatch.
Like, the whole world's gonna remember his name because his name is Jay Walker. No one is ever gonna forget his name. You know?
Because you're a pathetic human piece of shit. You just can't do it. It doesn't matter. They love to throw that in there.
Peter Schiff is an idiot. Okay? And let me tell you something. A lot of people came in saying, yeah, I'm doing gold.
Sean,
blah, blah, blah. I'm
aka
like, yeah, I'm doing
Trendy
crypto.
Walker.
I don't do gold. They're
Snort
like,
half a
yo,
line
Nate,
of
you don't
super
invest in
male
gold?
vitality.
I'm like, no, I really don't.
Billy Bong Thornton.
It wasn't because
Uganda crushed Peter Schiff streams, lol.
it wasn't that I foresaw this coming. It was that the value of gold was so slow compared to what crypto was doing. And I wasn't interested in it, you know? It's just a very slow moving stock.
Either he doesn't have a criminal record and people go, oh, he didn't have a criminal record. Or did have a criminal record and then some people go, oh, well, he had a criminal record. Shouldn't matter. Shouldn't matter. You can't execute someone.
True. Agreed.
The police said they initially sought to pull him over for an equipment violation and a traffic violation. Yeah, we were pulling up on him too because we thought his tire seemed a bit underinflated, just lightly underinflated. So we're gonna pull up on him for that with our guns drawn. You know, so we just like to be safe that we might have to murder the person because his tire is a little bit low. And then he tried to leave the scene, so we shot him 60 times.
That's pretty good.
Seemed to solve the problem. He didn't. I would like to point out the problem was solved. He did not continue to leave the scene.
Okay, now he's gonna
as you see. So really, we solved the issue, and some people don't like how we solved it. That's all this is. I would like to point out that we have a great record in solving this issue.
Still stretching it out.
He did not flee the scene.
Still on the trail, Lee.
You're
trailblazing.
And this,
Enoch
you've
Emmanuel
seen this happen
Torres.
many times. where
Tears
cops-
of joy,
someone
tears of
is
joy, tears of
trailblazing.
joy.
Who knows why?
He's on that trailblazing.
Could be that he
Step off the
got.
trail.
It could be something truly innocent,
Lee.
like he got scared of the shit.
Lee, step off the
that
trail.
The cops were after him, and so he ran for it. Just
Lee,
because
for
it's
God's
fucking
sakes,
short
get off
circuited.
the
You know,
trail,
people
man.
have 25-year-old, no criminal record.
For
Maybe
God's-
he was like, holy shit, and he did the
For the
wrong thing.
love
He
of
ran from the
God.
cops.
Lee,
can't kill
no!
him. Sorry, guys. Sorry, it's not how it fucking works.
Lee's like,
But even if it were the reverse, even if it were that he was the big-time drug dealer and he decided to run, you still can't execute him. That's not your choice to make. Sure. Just shot the shit out of this guy because he was leaving.
I think it's time for Lee to say fuck you.
And you'll see cops do this. You see this increasingly, and sometimes they
Enoch
try and
Emmanuel
pretend that,
Torres.
oh no,
Just
he was
tapping
coming
away
at us,
tears
and
of
they,
joy.
flip over the body or whatever, try and make people not realize that they shot him in the back. But cops,
He's pontificating.
many of them,
Yeah, he's not
think that
trailblazing.
the goal is to
Now he's
just
actually talking.
win the situation. And if a guy's fleeing you and you can't keep up with him, just shoot him. Many of them think that. And many of them, let's be honest, cops are not fucking geniuses. So a lot of them just think,
off the trail
I
now.
don't like
He's
that
good.
I don't like this situation, so I'm firing my gun. I'm scared of him, so I'm firing my gun. I haven't spent a lot of time around black people, and I'm a scared little white guy, and so I'm firing my gun. All that shit goes
said.
on.
Well
I'm not
said.
saying I know any of that shit happened here, but all that shit goes
It was
on
well
a lot.
said.
A lot of cops also are like fucking 22 years old.
True.
They're goddamn children too.
Right.
This is children shooting children.
Right.
Sorry, I'm an old man.
You're not gray.
Hundreds of protesters
Enoch
marching
Emmanuel
downtown Akron
Torres.
demanding
He's
justice
stating
for
some good
Mr.
points,
Walker
bro.
and decrying police violence. Police
Great
during the news conference said that a handgun was later found in Mr. Walker's car, and that a bullet casing was found nearby, but
What? A bullet casing?
and that it was consistent with the weapon, but that doesn't necessarily mean anything. Also,
Well, he fired it one
a photo
time.
released by the police
The
showed a
casing
handgun on the
went in the
seat,
car, yeah.
but they also found out that there were no bullets in the handgun. So, whatever shell casing they found nearby was either a lie by the cops, or it was almost definitely one of their shell casings or some shit like that. I don't know, but cops lie all the time, so you can't even believe anything. Who knows if this is even this guy's gun? They fucking lie all the time.
I don't understand that report right there.
I mean, go watch about the report of what came down in Baltimore. That's what cops do. They lie to protect each other. That's part of their job. They do it all the time. They lie to win a case or get a prosecution or whatever. They lie. That's their job. That's their job.
Hard to lie when there's 6
They know.
freaking body
They
cams
know.
running at the same time, you know?
But even if it were true,
My bill solved that.
that he had a gun and it was found in the car, still can't shoot him 60 times.
Turn your body cam off, you get
Actually, they
fired.
fired at him, 80 times. Hit him 60 times.
You know what? You turn your body cam off and you kill someone, it's automatic murder charge. You turn your body cam off and you murder someone, it's an automatic murder charge. You got to go to prison for whatever 20 years, and there's no exceptions. You turn your body cam off. That's how you do it. I know how to write a fucking bill. You guys like that? Let me know in the chat what you think about that little stipulation I just came up with.
It's fucking insanity.
I'm coming up with solutions. That's what I'm doing. I already got the bill written.
So then they're saying that it seems that what's likely is the real reason that they shot him so many times is because he was wearing, when he decided to run and he ran from the car, he had on, the video shows he had on a ski mask. So he put on a ski mask and started running from the car. Now, who knows why that
Enoch
is?
Emmanuel Torres.
I
I agree
imagine that it
though,
might have
that's
been that
straight
he,
up BS. Hold those pigs accountable.
thought he would get away with fleeing, but obviously knew they have videos and they have facial recognition and shit like that. So if he fled on video without a mask on, they would catch him. So this guy apparently thought, well, I'll throw on a ski mask and I'll run for it. Still, yeah, might be a dumb move. Still can't shoot him 60 times, motherfuckers.
Yeah, no,
That's not how it
that's true, Lee, but why don't you also say, like I said, but don't run from the police either. Don't put a ski mask on, shoot at the police, and bust out of your car and run from 6 rabid pigs. Don't do it. That's all.
Works. Well, we executed this guy because he had on a ski mask. Maybe he liked skiing, Maybe he just came from a ski resort. But as I've covered before on Redacted Tonight and everything, cops spend countless hours in training. Well, actually, many of them are trained very little, but I mean of their training.
Here we go. Training and policy. This is 21 minutes in, guys. Training and policy. Like I said, he's talking about it. These are the solutions to these problems. He's on it. This is leadership quality material right here. This is what I'm talking about.
Of their little training, a lot of it, a higher percentage, is how to fire their guns and hit a target. Very little of their training, a far lower percentage,
Dealing
is how
with
to
the public.
de-escalate a situation.
Right.
So basically, they learn how to shoot things.
Right.
They do not learn how not to shoot things.
Man.
Which honestly, if you're
Well,
gonna...
That's it, Lee. That was it. That's it. I agree. And that's 100% what I've been saying this whole time. And he's saying it right now. It took him 21 minutes to actually say the words, but he was getting to it.
Give assholes guns and say go out into society and just
This is the solution
harass
to the
whoever
problem.
you want. Step
Darryl
one should
Smith.
be like, here's how
Great
not
point,
to fire
Ned.
your
I'd
gun.
support that bill.
Here's
I'm
all
all for
the ways
mandatory
not to
liability
fire your
insurance
gun.
for police officers.
You know, it
Screw
kind of
up,
reminds
lose
me
your
of like,
insurance, lose
Right
your
on,
job
Darryl.
and
there's been a lot
qualification
of
to be a
criticism at
police
college
officer.
campuses.
Right
They'll
on,
take
Daryl.
the freshman girls into a orientation thing, and they'll give them a lecture and advice on how to avoid rape, on how to avoid being raped at college. And many people pointed out that there was not enough education to the boys and the men
How not to rape.
right,
right.
on how not to rape.
Right.
Like, you can't just pull the women aside and say,
Right.
here's how to avoid rape. You should also pull the men aside and say, here's how not to rape people.
Right.
So it's the same with the cops. You don't just teach them how to shoot things. Teach them how not to shoot things. Teach them how not to kill people. And then, of course,
I think my mom's leaving, so give me 1 second here.
these officers have been, pulled off duty, but they're not immediately fired. Oh, I also covered the
I'll be
Enoch Emmanuel
I'll be
Torres.
right back.
APD asking for new recruits 68K a year. Nah, dog, I'm good.
Okay, cool. My mom was walking out, and I just wanted to find out what was going on. APD asking for new recruits 68,000 a year. Nah, dog, I'm good. They're
percentage,
desperate.
no matter what the situation
They're
is,
desperate, bro.
no matter
Wow.
how fucking crazy the situation is, shooting a guy 60 times, other moments where they killed a kid, a child, Tamir Rice, they
Lisa
killed an
Fernie.
8-year-old or something, they
GM
shoot
May
him
Scissor.
10 times, no matter how
Hey, Lisa.
insane the situation is. The odds of a police officer getting prosecuted for
Top
murder,
of the hour, no law regarding
successfully
cannabis.
winning that
Cheers.
prosecution, and actually having them serve time in prison for murder is something like 0.01% or something. It is I don't remember the exact number, but it is the tiniest, minuscule. It was something like over 20 years, 15 cops had been prosecuted successfully, and like
Enoch
3 or
Emmanuel
5
Torres.
had ended up
Cheers,
serving
NLRC.
time for murder. Like, it is the tiniest percentage that a cop will actually be prosecuted for murder. So it gives them the right to just fucking shoot at will. It's insanity. And just a little reminder here, other countries don't have this problem. So whatever explanation, there's probably somebody in the comment thread right now going, well, they got to learn how to, like Fox News loves to be like, well,
so
you know what it is? Black people need to learn how to be arrested better. Okay? They don't seem to
No,
think.
no, listen. Lee, don't clown this shit. It's for real. Black people do need to learn how to be arrested better. That's the state we're living in right now, bro. And until you and I and everybody else can fix this bullshit with our narrative, they need to learn, man. And you can't clown this shit. It's serious.
And they had to put their hands up appropriately.
That's what I said.
Her. They need to learn
It's like he watched me.
how to be arrested easier by our white police officers.
Yeah, okay, let's start with this. Don't burst out of a car with a goddamn fucking burglar mask on your face and run from the fucking police. How about that, Lee? Why are you not putting any fault on this gentleman, Jay, who ran out of the freaking car, man?
Anybody saying that shit, just remind them, this doesn't happen in other countries. And guess what? There are black people in other countries. I know, mind-blowing. There are non-white people in other countries. There are
Sean,
Hispanic
aka
people in other
Trendy
countries.
Walker.
There are
Great
Asian
Bill
people
May.
in other countries. And yet, this shit doesn't go down in other countries. There are not endless
Cheers.
barrages of bullets
Good morning, Lisa.
coming
if I
from
didn't say it
cops
already.
into fleeing human beings. And by the way, I thought I'd pull up this article from the year 2000 about how cops are not always the brightest, not always the sharpest tool in the shed. This is a court case in which a federal court said it was okay to bar high IQ cops from being on the force. It's okay to stop intelligent cops from joining a police force. And this court case came from a guy who was given an IQ test as part of his application to be on the police force, and then they rejected him. And they must have told him, I guess how he found out, they must have told him that his IQ was too high to be on the police force. And some of you may be, I don't know why the fuck the court would okay that to begin with, but some of you may be going, well, why would the police forces around the country not want smart cops? And the reason is because they think it's a job that requires
Enoch
dumb
Emmanuel
people.
Torres. Like said earlier, even though I hate a pig, I'm still going to comply, knowing that in today's world you're more likely to get shot by a trigger-happy pig. Why put yourself in that situation? IDK people's IQ, bro.
Well, like, they think if you're smart, if you're pretty intelligent, then you're not going to keep doing that job. So they're trying to keep people on the force who are not highly intelligent, because they think it's easier. They think that they won't waste their time training them and everything, and then have them go, oh, this job fucking sucks, and it's oppressive, and it harms the community. So they want more dummies. Also, and there was no court case around it, but also Lieutenant Ray Lewis, who I've had on before, on the show before, he pointed out that many police departments also have empathy tests where they don't want cops too empathetic. Meaning you relate to other people's pain. You feel other people. They give them tests to make sure they can't feel other people's pain very well. Because again, you won't stay on a police force if you find if you're like I don't like hurting other people, because you hurt them and then it looks like that hurts them. Like you bash a guy's head in and then he seems kind of like annoyed, perturbed. And I don't like that when he looks at me and he's upset that I just beat his head in. I don't really like that. And they're like, oh, well, then you're not going to last on the police force. You're not going to last around here. No. You got to not feel, you got to not feel it inside yourself when you beat the shit out of someone who's innocent or, or guilty of something, but it's not anything real. It's like he had a joint in his pocket. Who doesn't need to take the edge off at the end of the day? So the guy's a joint in the pocket. You beat the living shit out of him because he called you a fuck face as you grabbed him and ripped the joint out of his pocket, and instead you arrested him. Then he calls you a fuck face and you beat the living shit out of him. And you gotta enjoy that. And we're worried that if you have a lot of empathy, you won't really enjoy it. You won't get the most out of it. You won't consider it like a good time. And if you don't consider it a good time, you don't hang around long, then we've wasted our money, training you and shit like that. So legit, they're looking for low IQ, low empathy human beings.
Stupid.
And that's what we have here in the United States.
And the courts approve it.
And maybe that's why we have over 1,000 police murders by police every year.
Right, low IQ motherfuckers. Crazy.
I'm gonna go on to the next story here in a minute, but please take a second to hit subscribe, hit the like button, all that good stuff.
Subscribe to
this is also a podcast. If you prefer to listen to the audio thing in ear holes,
and follow him on Twitter.
Check out the Moment of Clarity podcast. It's been banned by Spotify because I am the most censored comedian in America. However, it is available on the Stitcher app and I think on other apps as well. But Stitcher's free and you can grab that one. Just download Stitcher and listen to Moment of Clarity. What else? Before I get to the next story, just to let you know, I'm now live Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday at noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific. Obviously, it reruns afterwards, so you can go watch it anytime. But I'm live all those days. Fridays is for members only at
He's going to be live in 2 hours, guys.
But all the others are open to everyone. Monday, Wednesday, Saturday, free for everyone at noon Eastern. But yeah, happy July 4th, and I am going to be covering something on the Government Secrets podcast I do, which is that, and I'll give you a little teaser here because it's July 4th. The story about the guy who came up with the 50-star flag, as opposed to the other flags, because I know this is gonna again blow your mind. Shocking knowledge I'm about to drop right here, but we haven't always had a 50-star flag. You know, it was as recent as the 1950s that we stole Hawaii and Alaska. So. You know, we stole Alaska before that, but we hadn't really added it as a state, you know, so we were like, why not add it? So, 1950s, I think late 50s, early 60s, 59 maybe, we add the 50th state, and so someone had to come up with a new pattern for the Starsies. Where did the Starsies go on our flag? And there's a story, and like I still think to this day, if you maybe look it up on Wikipedia, maybe it's still on there, but there's this guy who they said he came up with it in somewhere Pennsylvania or something, and he came up with it when he was a kid. He was just a kid, and he came up with the 50-star pattern. And he lived the rest of his life
Billy Valentine.
touring and talking about that.
Is he coloring his hair,
giving
Billy?
Speeches about coming up with the flag and meeting President Eisenhower
Billy
and all
will
this
know.
stuff. And it turns out none of it's true. Or a little fraction of it is true. Almost all of it is fake. Which is amazing. Considering,
Sean,
again,
aka
every
Friendly
American
Orca.
origin story,
Hi, Billy.
you know, everyone you get into when you dig down into it, like the missing verse from the Star-Spangled Banner that's about killing all the slaves that turned against us, and you know, all this shit. Every origin story you look into is just like some level of lies, and I feel like it's kind of representative of the American dream, because the American dream is alive. It's it's a lie. As George Carlin said, you got to be asleep to believe it. And so, you know, it fits with the American dream being a lie that this guy who came up with the 50-star flag, didn't actually do it. But I'll get into it. I plan on covering that.
I'd have to go look at his older videos. I know his chin's
Let's
a
get
bit
to another
gray
story.
and his head isn't.
And soon the rest of this live stream will be only at rumble.com/LeeCamp. Rumble.com/LeeCamp. I'll put it in the comment thread, but we'll do one more story before the other one's cut off, and it's free to go watch at rumble.com/LeeCamp as well. But anyway, let's do one more story, which is actually a hopeful one, and I've been covering this, and I'm going to keep covering it. There is a wave of fucking unionizing, a wave of workers standing up, fighting back, giving the bosses the 1-2.
That's good. So, you guys check out Lee Camp. I really appreciate him doing that upload. I agree with almost everything he says.
Valentine. If he is dyeing it, he has a beautician that isn't his wife. 'Cause his hair matches, unlike Jimmy's. Billy Valentine. Curtains match the drapes. Billy Valentine. Wait.
Every day this guy noticed this little kid was riding up and down his driveway on his little bicycle. Like a little 5-6-year-old kid. So the guy went out there with chalk one night with like Day-Glo chalk, and he drew a track where the kid was driving. And the kid, one day, then they show him that the kid sees the track. He's like, yeah, and he rides the track on the driveway. It's cool, bro. Made a little track for him to ride on. It's cool. I like shit like that. Made me happy. That isn't his wife because his hair matches, unlike Jimmy. The curtains match the drapes. Yeah. All right, I gotta go, guys. I'm gonna see you guys this afternoon, though. It's 10:20 right now. I will be seeing you at about, I say 2-ish, then it ends up being like 4. I'm gonna try for 2, and we'll see. Okay, guys. I love you all. I'll see you guys around 2 o'clock. Remember, Lee Camp goes live at noon. I might be in that. I might be in there watching him. So maybe join me over there with him. All right, you guys take care. Love you guys. Bye-bye. Bye, guys.
Long
Hashtag
Thornton.
keep it open.
By hand waving. Enoch Emmanuel Torres.
Hashtag keep it
Later
open.
son hashtag keep it open. Big Merc 83. Hashtag keep it open.
I like that he says hashtag keep it open. How many times can we make him say it? I'm always trying to get you guys to do it. And usually we get like 2 at the end of a show or something. Make him work for his room and board. No, can't do it. Not gonna do it. Oh wait.
Valentine. Hash keep it open.
Thank you, Billy. I need to watch that 2-hour video that they gave me a strike on.
Billy Valentine. Hash open the pickle jar.
That they say that I put up medical misinformation, Keep it open, guys. Come on.
AKA Trendy Orca. Hashtag keep it open.
Thank you, Sean.
Billy Valentine. Oh no, you lost the big one.
Yeah, big channel's down. Got a strike for medical misinformation. 7-day strike. So stupid, man. So stupid. So stupid. So stupid. Thing is, if I go into my history, I think the video will come up. No? Huh. It doesn't come up in my view history. We're gonna go back to the strike page. Remove the video. We're reviewing your appeal. I can't look at the content. Another anti-vaxxer bites the dust. I'll find that video. Watch this shit. I'll find that fucking video. Nays Garden. Gays Garden, it says. Gays. Gay men for men. Wow, that's hilarious. Nays Garden, you fucking asshole. Okay, Nays Garden. Okay, now, Nays Garden. Another anti-vaxxer bites the dust. Of course, it's not going to show up, so I'm going to have to fucking go to one of my other channels. Oh, wait, anti-vaxxers? No, it's not. Alright, let me try this again. Nays Garden. Nothing changed. You'd think it's the exact name of the channel and the exact name of the video, and it doesn't even come up in the fucking search. How funny is that? Dude, Nays Garden isn't even coming up in the fucking search. Jesus fucking Christ, what is wrong with YouTube searches, man? Wow. Not a single Nays Garden video coming up. That's fucking suppression, bro. Because I put the word anti-vaxxer in the title. All these other videos. Okay. Let me get rid of that word anti-vaxxer. Now another one by... Oh wait, victims of politics should be able to sue politicians. There. That was a Nays Garden. Now it's all Queen videos coming up. What if I just put up the word anti? Another anti. A-N-T-I. Another Annie bites the dust. Explosive 4th of July show. That's me. Victims of politics. Clean multiple devices. Jimmy Dore and 30 Pieces of Science. Clean multiple devices. Let's share this. Hey, they got a picture of that murderer dude dressed up as a woman. Leaving the fucking... You guys seen this? Holy shit. This is his fucking disguise, bro. Man, those Trump supporters really know how to dress up as women, man. Those Trump supporters really do a good job dressing up as women, don't they? It's like they do it all the time. He didn't even bother shaving his fucking mustache. He's got like a fucking mustache. Oh my god. Okay, you guys got nothing to say about that? You guys got nothing to say about anything. I'm noticing. Dude, why isn't that video coming up? It's so weird. It should be all over the place. I am seeing a bunch of Nays Garden videos.
Emmanuel Torres.
I guess.
What a clown, bro.
I
Was
d-
that the shooter?
What was that? The shooter? Yeah. Yeah, that's the shooter. I still can't believe I don't understand why it doesn't find that one video on 5 other channels. Oh, there it is at the very top of the screen. 10 views, 2 hours and 6 minutes. That's it. I found it. All right, I'm gonna watch this video and find out my misinformation.
You're gonna regret you didn't get a little prick.
You know, find my misinformation. You guys take care. I love you guys. I'll see you guys at I kept it open for how long? An hour and a half. So all those hashtags keep it open. I'll see you guys 2, 3-ish, maybe 4, somewhere in that window. I'll see you guys then. Until then, come see me on Twitter at Nays Garden on Twitter. I'll be looking for you over there. That's where I'll be. All right, I gotta watch this stupid video and see what I did. Okay, bye y'all.